I think we have to look at the larger context when we talk about US actions towards China. And we need to connect the dots, whether it's Xinjiang, whether it's Tibet, whether it's Hong Kong, whether it's Taiwan, whether it's Huawei. There is a shared pattern of the US, of the Washington establishment. And that is to confront and contain China and to contain the peaceful rise of China. The strategy that they are applying is that the pressure points or the areas where China is potentially vulnerable should be exploited. And that is what they are doing. You can see that the 2017 National Security Strategy document, which was shared by President Trump and the White House and the Pentagon in 2017, and is the compass, so to speak, of the US foreign policy approach for the next decades or so, lists the People's Republic of China and the Russian Federation as the two major threats to US national interests and lists them as more dangerous than Al-Qaeda and the Taliban. So I think that what's happening in Xinjiang, or the bill on Xinjiang, should be looked into and understood through this context and these lenses. And if you see that this is not the only legislation which has come. There's been the Tibet Act, which has been passed by the parliament in the US. There's a bill on Hong Kong, which has been passed. There's a bill on Tibet, the Tibet Act, which has been passed, which talks about supporting both politically and financially the so-called government-in-exile of Tibet. So there is a pattern, and we need to understand that pattern. And the pattern and the method in the madness is to contain and block China at all costs. Why do we see an obsession with China? Constant repetition on Xinjiang is to mobilize world opinion to put pressure on Xinjiang, put pressure on China, put pressure on the Communist Party of China, so that China is on the defensive, so that China is on the back foot, and China is distracted from its goals of poverty alleviation and economic growth, which are its two main priorities. So it is done under a strategy to keep China entangled in these issues. I would like to bring your attention to an article. It's called Breaking China Apart. It was published on November 13, 1991 by Leslie Gabbs. Breaking China Apart. It talked about how the Hong Kong card, the Taiwan card, will be used to promote separatism in China. That was a Cold War mentality then, and there's a Cold War mentality now.